It is enormous.
It's enormous, and I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to compare how big Irma is right now compared to how big, really how big Wisconsin is, right? We know Wisconsin's a huge state, but look at the massive nature of Irma. It stretches all around the state, if we put it right overhead of the Badger State, northern Illinois, including Chicago, even Minneapolis, St. Paul, so eastern portions of Minnesota, northeastern Iowa, and the UP. 400 miles wide, 400 miles long. Even if you look at the eye is massive as well. 30 miles in diameter. So if you want to put a good comparison here, Milwaukee westward to Oconomowoc would be covered under that eye, and it would include possibly, again, Waukesha, eastern Jefferson, Milwaukee County, southern Ozaukee, and southern Washington County. Let's go ahead. So we compared, right, the size. How about the wind speed? This is going to top out likely, I think, at 185 miles an hour, the second strongest ever in the Atlantic. Again, the strongest outside of the Caribbean and the Gulf, but 185 miles an hour for the sustained winds. And it is continuing to track more northwest. This is just a beautiful storm. Yeah, we're away from it, but look at the eye. Perfect symmetry within not only the eye, but the overall hurricane. And you can see all the convection bands in there as it is going over warm waters. 30 degrees Celsius is an ideal temperature for at least water in the Atlantic for strengthening. And we possibly might see a little bit of strengthening here. I think 185 miles an hour is probably maybe as strong as it gets, but it will continue to be a Category 5 as it tracks more north and northwest. And eventually, I think as it gets closer to Cuba and the southern tip of Florida, I think it will turn to a Category 4, could make landfall as a Category 4, maybe a Category 3 by the time we get to late Sunday into Monday. So we'll be looking at that closely over the next several days. Here in Wisconsin, temperatures, that is the story this morning. 45 West Bend, Sheboygan, and Waukesha. It is 50 in Milwaukee, 43 right now in Watertown. And it's all about that northwest flow underneath the trough that's ushering in the cooler and the drier conditions. Not as windy today, we're expecting, compared to yesterday, but still a little bit breezy outside. Cool start. You saw those temperatures in the 40s. We'll warm back up into the 60s, but scattered showers once again in the equation for us with this trough. Remember the sun angle in the sky in September, it's a little bit higher, even though the flow right now coming out of Canada, it feels a lot more like October. Couple that both together, you'll get what's called instability showers possible as we head into this afternoon from daytime heating. The model confirming that's 3:30, even before that, just after lunchtime through this evening. Once the sun sets, we lose the instability, but it comes back on Thursday. Should be the last day on Thursday before we start to clear things out. High pressure, that's going to be the name of the game for us as we head into Friday and for the weekend. That's going to bring the pleasant weather, the sunshine, and the increase in temperatures. We'll get out of the 60s, I think, as we head into the weekend. But the next few days, we stay 10 to 15 degrees below the average. Chance of showers today, tomorrow, especially again into the afternoon, evening hours. Dry for the weekend. That's a bonus for us, lower 70s, and we'll stay on that path for 70s for next week.
All right, thanks, Chris. You're going to want to grab those sunglasses, especially if